Hello namaste friends, welcome back. Today in this video we are going to create super 3D text effect using After Effects without using any of the third-party plugins. So you can start with whatever you got defaultly right after the installation of your After Effects. So let's jump into our After Effects, but before, as always, let's roll our intro. Okay, so here we are in our After Effects and I have my project open, which I have already finished creating this 3D text, but no worries, I'm going to recreate it again from the scratch. So let's create a new composition first. So to create a new composition, go to the project, right click on this empty space, you gotta see this new composition, or in the project panel down in the bottom you gotta see this little icon which says create a new composition. So I'm going to click on it, you gotta see this composition setting. So I'm going to rename this to 3D text. So we have our preset 9020 by 1080, which is standard, and 25 frames per second. To create a 3D text without using any external plugin, we have to make a little change. So let's go to this 3D render, and here we have render cinema 4D. So if you have this classic 3D selected, you gotta select this cinema 4D and click OK. So here we have our brand new composition ready. So let's add a text here. So you can always select text tool from our toolbar, or you can press Ctrl+T on your keyboard to enable the text tool. So I'm going to select this text tool and type here super, and of course I'm going to center align this text, center align this. So here in the composition, make this text layer to the 3D. To see this text in 3D, I'm going to add a camera. So right click on this composition, go to new, and here we have a camera. So for now I have selected 50mm lens, and first you can select your own. You have a lot of options to select, maybe 35%, maybe 35mm, or whatever. So for now I have selected 50mm. I'm going to click OK. I have my camera added. Press C on your keyboard to enable the camera tools. I'm going to just rotate this like this, so that we can see the actual 3D. So let's go to this text layer, click on the drop down arrow, you gotta see these geometric options, and click on geometric option. So in the extrusion depth, I'm going to type here 30. Now you can see the text in the 3D. And also on a bevel, I'm going to type 2.5. It's okay. And here in the bevel style, I'm going to select this concave. So of course you can select it into your text. So here we have our very basic and flat 3D text. So let's make it looks real 3D by adding some light. I'm going to collapse this. I'm going to add a light. So right click on the composition, go to new, and here we have our light. Of course you can change the color of your light. So I'm going to select this color for now, and here we have our light type, maybe spotlight, point light, ambient light. For now I have selected this parallel light, and I'm going to click OK. Here we have our light added. This is of course a golden color of light, which we can always change the color. So let's go to this 4 view from the bottom. So here we have a light. So I'm going to change the direction of the light. So I'm going to change it from here, and this goes to here. The light is falling from the front. You can see this from the right view. The light is falling from the front. Again, I'm going to add one more light. So select the light, Ctrl+D to add another light. The next light is coming from the left side. So we have 2 lights from the left and right. Of course you can change the color of this light also. So I'm going to change this maybe like this, a little bit darker. Again, let's copy this light one more time. So Ctrl+D to copy it light. I'm going to make this light fall from the top, and I'm going to change this color to bluish kind of to see the depth. If we change the angle of the camera, you gotta see this blue light is falling from the top, and the 2 golden lights are from the front, which give the depth on our text. So let's go to the 1 view, and let's zoom in a little bit up to maybe like this. And so let's add a background on top of our text. So let's go to the project. So here I have a background which looks something like this, and of course you can download this background from the Google. Just search for the HDR light background and you can see this kind of background, and you can easily download this. So let's create a new composition here. So I'm going to create a new composition. I'm going to say BC background. So I'm going to click OK. Let's drag this image to our PG composition. So I'm going to go to the effect and preset, search for the motion tile, and drag and drop this motion tile effect on our background. I'm going to increase the output height and width until it covers the entire screen. So again, I'm going to go to this 3D text, also open the project panel, and here we have our background layer. So I'm going to drag and drop this background layer to our composition. Right click on the background layer and select environment layer. To apply this environment on top of our text, I'm going to go to this text layer, material option. Here we have our reflection intensity, which is 0. So I'm going to increase this reflection intensity to 100. Boom. Sharpness to maybe 80. And here we have specular shininess, which I'm going to change this to maybe 50. Looks cool. Maybe 40. And again, let's add a new solid. We'll call it just solid. Click OK. I'm going to drag this solid all the way to the bottom and make this solid layer to the 3D. Convert this solid layer to 3D. And of course, I'm going to push this G axis back and click on drop down arrow of our solid layer. Go to the material option, and here we have the same setting. Reflection intensity to 100. Yep. And specular shininess to 50. Specular intensity to 100. So let's add a camera movement. I'll go to the camera, press P on our keyboard to enable this position tool, and I'm going to select this. Click on this toggle animation, press C on your keyboard to enable the camera option. 2.5 seconds, and change it something. Let's split and duplicate this camera. Press Ctrl Shift plus D on your keyboard to split this camera. Select camera 2. Press U on your keyboard to see the keyframes. Delete the older keyframe. Let's add a new keyframe. So I'm going to click on this position. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Go to 5 seconds. So let's add one more effect here. So go to effect and preset and search for 3D. So here we have our 3D preset, which we are going to drag and drop to our text layer. The preset makes this 3D look something like this. Let's click Ctrl plus A, press U to collapse all the keyframes. Let's add an adjustment layer. Right click on the composition, go to new and add an adjustment layer. So here, let's go to the effect and preset and search for curve. Curve. So apply this curve layer to this adjustment layer. Very subtle change here. And one more effect, CC vignettes effect. Drag and drop here. Let's increase this vignettes to something 250. And of course, this is optional. You can stop here if you are satisfied with whatever you have created. So I'm going to add a little bit of blurriness. So I'm going to go to effect and preset and search for BLUR, blur. So here we have our Gaussian blur. So I'm going to drag and drop this Gaussian blur to this new adjustment layer, and I'm going to increase this blurriness to 10%. I'm going to create a mask here. So here we have a mask which looks something like this, but I'm going to change this I'm going to invert this mask. Click drop down arrow on the mask, change this feather to maybe 500. So let's render it and see the final result. So this is how we create the 3D text without using any external plugins. So thank you for watching, guys. If you like this video, please do like, do subscribe, and please do comment if you have any doubt, and of course I will reply your comments. So thank you for watching again. See you in next videos. Peace.